the hotel on Maria Weisbrook, 25583 West Wilson. The boutique people are aware that this is happening, because I actually referred them a few, like a year and two, I don't even know how long ago, said, yes, go to the village, they want new business. So are they up to speed that you're doing all this? And
Right.
And
We
they
discussed
welcome
it with them. We were-
Awesome, okay. Can I continue asking a few questions? Can I continue?
Yeah,
It's,
one other person, so we'll kind of take
Okay.
turns, but go ahead.
Me, go ahead?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mine was related to the hotel, so do you want me to?
Oh, yeah, that's why I guess what I was asking the question is, on the bottom it says you're allowed to be open with discussion, and if this is a discussion meeting, if we did the questions while the subject matter was up, it would
Yep.
be so confusing. If the,
These are
It's at the
standard
bottom of the
procedures set
sheet.
for every village, so.
I'm just saying, it says it on here.
It says it on your sheet that's on your
sheet.
website.
So that it says that you're welcoming us to participate in the discussion, and it would just make it easier if we're all addressing the same thing at once and not going back to a subject.
I hear what you're saying, but these are the standards that are set, and we're just following the standards that are set for the
Oh.
rules of order for this meeting.
Okay.
This is nothing new that we integrated, this is something that's long-standing.
You might want to
state of
change your
Illinois
forms
type
then.
processes, and we
Right,
just follow
understood, then
them.
maybe you should change the wording on the bottom. It just says we're supposed to be participating. It just makes it easier to do the same subject at
Sir?
once.
126 Chestnut. My only concern about this feasibility thing is like,
How many liquor licenses do we currently have?
I don't know how many liquor licenses we have, do you know, Chief?
Some licensed locations have more than one license. So I believe we're at about 34 licenses right now, give or take one. And that doesn't mean we have 34 bars. Some places have 2 licenses. That includes retail outlets like gas stations and drugstores and grocery stores.
So how many?
Somewhere in the thirties, is there, what's the patterns that are developed, so that we can bring development to the community? And that comes to that. If we felt that we could get them to pay for it, we would,
I know.
but we're not in that position.
Well, not pay for it, but approach you and say, I'd like to put a hotel here. No one's coming
we
in
have
saying,
a lake and stuff that they want, how to get
Yeah,
access.
yeah.
I would think so
Recreation,
too.
so I think we.
So if you could please have order, there's just one question at a time, and then we'll come back to you, yes?
My husband and I have both worked for major retail companies. And especially in an area such as this where there is a lot of saturated suburbs in one area, especially this area, one of the biggest ones in the country, so many of these retail companies know each and every town. They have entire departments that are geared towards researching and studying every corner, every piece of property. And it just seems to me that doing a study when I'm pretty sure a hotel would know what our population is, what kind of property we have a lake. It seems odd to me that they wouldn't know that, and to me that there should be some approach first, some communication first, and then you decide on both sides of the issue whether there's going to be a study or not. But to me, it seems crazy that we have to put the money out to have a study done, when to me, most companies now do that ahead of time. And to me, that would be nothing more than picking up a phone and starting a conversation with a company.
I wish that were the case.
A week or two ago, and we talked about the place he wanted to put over on Anderson Road. They had done feasibility studies for themselves
Yeah.
all over Illinois, trying to decide what would be a good site.
Good point.
So we didn't have to pay for that, right?
It's not
Right.
a one size fits all. You have to understand that the hotel industry is one model. The, gasoline stations are another model, drugstores and so on. Each one of these have a different business model that they are.
All alike, and everything should be fair, with the liquor, outdoor liquor thing, and all the different stuff. I own a business in town as well. Nobody ever offered to do a feasibility study for me. I am the only wine bar in town. So nobody ever did anything for me when it came to that. When I came to the village, there was nobody in town. There was no businesses.
Yep.
I took a leap of faith. you know what? I would have loved to have the opportunity to have somebody pay for a feasibility study to tell me whether or not my business is gonna work.
It's
These
great
are multi-million-dollar companies.
They can
Okay,
do it.
corporations. And if they don't have the money and they don't know better, then
Who
we
wants
don't need
some?
them.
You know what?
Amen.
Well, how many can Wauconda sustain?
How many hotels in
Yeah,
Wauconda?
That's why we're doing a feasibility study.
Oh yeah, we're gonna put millions of hotels in
Exactly.
Wauconda.
Oh my goodness.
One person.
You had a question, sir?
Yeah, didn't one guy come and ask about, you wanted to put a boutique hotel? I mean, isn't that the one guy? who-
She needs your name again.
Sorry, state your name.
Really?
126
Thank you. I didn't have it for the record, so,
So-
formality.
So to answer your question, no, they didn't, and that's why it's not built yet either. They have concerns and they have, we're not gonna get into their business plan, but we've talked to them in detail, and they have serious concerns. And so does their lending institutions. They're not willing to lend them the money that they really want to do it. So that's an issue. The deal's not done, right? So it would be great if people were gonna take all these multi-millions and invest them, but they're not. So in order to try to spur that, this is relatively low amount of dollars to get people to invest multiple millions of dollars in the community. And it's
To put a hotel we don't need that'll turn
Sir.
empty.
5583 Wilson. The reimbursement for the officers, I understand that, I know there's big things. I'm wondering what else that's gonna affect. I know when we have festivals, we lose money, typically we just do them for the community. There is some goodwill there, I'm hoping that is going to be analyzed even from Wauconda Fest, that's goodwill for the community. There should be some input from the village. You get some tax dollars from people lingering, staying in town. That should, I hope that's taken in reflection. I don't know how you're proceeding with it or how you're gonna analyze it, but many of these events that use police have goodwill to them in the town that can be for everybody, because it's benefiting everybody from sales tax dollars, people staying in town. Our events are so small, I would never even ask for concessions, but there's a lot of things that we do with the Main Street businesses. We did the Trick or Treat Main Street, hoping to close the road, that kind of stuff. That is goodwill and brings dollars to the community, and I hope that's analyzed in your assessment of some village money should be spent for that. Even Wauconda Fest, some money should be spent for that, for goodwill, but they should definitely be reimbursing for offsetting costs.
Yeah, and most of the things that we spent money on,
During rumblings, and there's been no formal address to the public about anything, yet I'm hearing that people are told they're not gonna have jobs anymore. So when will that come out in the open? When's that gonna come to fruition with the public?
yeah, that's all part of union negotiations and it's closed session. So that's why it shouldn't be out at all, right? To be
Okay.
quite clear, so obviously people are saying things they shouldn't be saying.
Okay.
You are.
But however, you've also said you're gonna close 911, you've told
Yeah,
a bunch
you've
of
told
people
us
that.
all.
So what's happening with that?
That is still being negotiated. It is still active negotiation, and that when that is done, then we'll discuss it.
So
Will
your
it be a vote
transparency
with the
percent.
board?
I'm sorry?
Will this be a vote with the board?
Absolutely.
Oh, and it'll be public record and meetings
Absolutely.
and
Everything will be
proposals
public.
and, perfect,
Everything will be public.
perfect.
When the negotiations are through, everything will be public, for sure.
Well, that's another, hold on. If you're closing the, let's say you're gonna close the 911 center, is that going to be put on an agenda, discussed in public, be on a COW meeting, have all the details reviewed,
When
find
the
out all that?
negotiations are done, then that will all be public. It will all be the same process that everything else is, when the
So it has to be
negotiations are
voted
done.
on and all
What
that.
makes it closed session is that it's a negotiation for personnel issues. So it will all be public for sure.
And when do the private minutes come out from your closed session? I know
When
they
the
can't all
negotiations
be.
are done.
Oh, no, but isn't there a time frame for some of your closed? Every 6 months, okay.
Yeah, they may or may not come out based on what's in there, so it depends.
Yes, yep.
Other questions?